The world has yet to recover from the economic recession it is succumbing into right now, and prices are only assumed to go up until that happens. Inflation rates are rising at alarming rates, and markets are having a hard time trying to function without hurting their assets too much. In the crypto space, the ruckus is felt, and people are becoming dubious by the day. Given that the industry still lacks the necessary legal ground to establish its legitimacy in the bigger market, what's there to expect with the price of Bitcoin? Thank you for watching Diversified Streams, your go-to YouTube channel for all things crypto and finance. Be sure to check out our community post about these subjects. We are curious to know your opinions on these matters. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button so you don't miss out on the latest news and tips related to crypto. And make sure to keep your notifications on so you'll be updated with our latest videos. We frequently post so you wouldn't want to miss them. In today's video, we'll be talking about the discussions on legal policies and regulations that need to be established in this space for its potential to be harnessed completely. While the whole market today continues to grow big, Kevin O'Leary has enough reason to believe that all this is not the best we can do, and prices are going to skyrocket the moment policies enter the game. Kevin O'Leary is one of the biggest people in crypto and at the same time is invested in the indexing business. This gives him a bigger view of what is in store for Bitcoin and a lot of crypto if only we are to acquire the regulation needed for these institutional buyers to become invested into the market. When that happens, the price of Bitcoin we have now will only look like a small fraction of the value we have yet to realize. If we get that ETF into Bitcoin, there will be nothing that's going to stop these thirsty investors from entering the market. As an investor or future investor, do you think that having these regulations will present more advantages for the industry as opposed to the limitations that it may possibly present? This is something that's worth discussing in the comments, so make sure you comment down below what you think. Let's all strike a conversation. Also, while you're at it, make sure that you have given this video a like and that you're subscribed to our channel so you'll be a part of the community that we have. Kevin continues to talk about the ongoing initiative to have regulation set up in the US by saying that there is a bill that is currently in the works for Bitcoin, and if that were to be passed, it will be a major game changer for the asset and the whole crypto space. He likened it to the Fidelity or Schwab money markets, which have a set of rules that need to be kept in order for their monthly audit to be accurate. The same idea will be channeled into these stablecoins, and additionally, they will also be backed by the US dollar. Everybody knows that the US dollar is the global reserve currency, and if it were to be the one backing these coins, it will not be an impossibility to have Bitcoin dispersed even in far-flung areas of the world, and the US will be thriving so much from it.
I think we kind of got in at the same time. We've been talking about it. We've been working together on Shark Tank for over a decade, so we watched the whole process boil up. But we're both highly regulated guys in terms of our other investments. I have a lot of investments in traditional financial services. And what concerned me always about crypto was the rogue nature of it in terms of the eyes of the regulator. And so having to stay compliant, I wasn't really able to go gung-ho into crypto until 2017 when other jurisdictions that I'm an investor in, like Canada and the United Arab Emirates and Switzerland and England, started to open up policy there. And those are the first places I started to invest. And so I've been, pretty down the rabbit hole since then and an advocate for this because I happen to believe over time it's going to be a very productive project. I mean, basically, Bitcoin's not a coin, it's software. And that's the same for all the other projects. And it's very productive in terms of whether you want to use it for payment systems or storage of wealth. It really determines your use case. But we need policy. That's where we're stuck. They invited me to address all the legislators. It was a remarkable summit because they haven't had it for 2.5 years because of COVID. So they had full attendance from all over. Every state was there. It was like a national convention, bipartisan, I might add, both red and blue states in full attendance. And they wanted me specifically to talk about the crypto market and the new digital economy that's emerging in America, a lot of direct consumer. And that was related a lot to data centers. And let me give you the two big headlines out of that conference. First of all, crypto and data centers are on the mind of every state. It's gone from nowhere in their policy making to top of the agenda for a bunch of reasons. They're watching what's happening in D.C. with bills from Lummis and Haggerty and Toomey and the discussion on stablecoins, all of that stuff. But the granddaddy asset is Bitcoin. And so what they're asking is, okay, let's just talk about Bitcoin mining, for example. So Bitcoin mining is controversial because of the ESG mandate and the concern about using too much coal-fired electricity to mine that into coin. And I pointed out to them that there are states that have assets that allow you to do it on a clean basis and build data centers, and states that don't. And so let's take the case of New York City. There was a big project going upstate New York about 3 years ago. It was going to be one of the world's largest clean data centers that was being built behind the meter, which means direct power from Niagara Falls. And money was put in the ground. I was an investor in that project. I pointed out to the legislature, I said, look what happened here. We brought in hundreds of millions of dollars to build this, one of the world's largest data centers, and as policy got wonky and unstable and they started attacking Bitcoin miners, we simply moved it to Norway with all the money, all the jobs, all the technology, all the opportunity gone from New York City. At the same time, states like North Dakota, Governor Burgum, he said, hey, listen, why don't you bring that technology from Norway you got and bring it over here? We'll give you an opportunity to do a clean, giant Bitcoin mining / data center. And that's what happened just last week. So there's have states and have not states. And I said, look, I'm just an investor chasing the path of least resistance. Some of you guys get it. Some of you guys don't get it. And the states that get it are going to get all the capital, because you're talking about building 300 megawatt facility. That's $500 million. That's a lot of money. And you want those jobs in your state. That's the kind of conversation we were having.
According to O'Leary, it will be something that everyone in the Congress will agree and like to happen, regardless of where they stand in the aisle. Aside from the actual money that is just waiting for the industry to hatch once these regulations are enacted, we will also possibly see the return of intellectual capital that has been going out of the country due to the lack of these policies. For quite some time, people who have expertise in the field have flocked to other countries such as the United Arab Emirates, where policies are more defined, and these countries put to good use the knowledge that these smart people have. If you ask me, this is much more important than the money we might already be potentially losing. Because for the market to be stable in the long run, we need people who actually know how to run it working in the space. O'Leary notes that it is really only a matter of regulation for Bitcoin and the whole space to thrive. After all, the general market will not be adjusting for us, while the potential crypto has is massive and it continues to be an ideal industry to enter into. It just does not have the stance to make everyone adjust to it. This is why we need to have these regulations enacted, because if we don't, these institutional investors will retreat from investing their money. And it will take longer for us to see this industry become the leader in the financial world. It is even possible that we will not get to that point. With the situation of the wallet system of crypto, which O'Leary thinks is not looking very attractive, we are losing so much more assets and intellectual capital than we think. And that is it for today's video. I hope you found this video informative and helpful. As always, if you did, please show us some love and support by giving this video a big thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. And make sure to keep your notifications on so you will be updated whenever we post new videos on all things related to crypto. This has been Diversified Streams. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you in our next video.